Is everyone here, by the way, that is here?
Not yet, but
We're missing 2 of the key members.
Okay.
key members.
Which team is
People
here?
who should be here.
I assume left team 1 is the team.
So Mayhem's like the first team, and then we've got Outlaws and Wizard, which are also like which are like pretty similar level, like the competitive teams. And then you've got Fusion, which is like our silver kind of low gold team, and then Tin Gooners, which is just 10 goons like posse.
Right. Okay.
So
it is
this
team,
is this
team
is
1
like
I'm looking at, right?
this is team kind of, I guess, joint team 2.
Well,
I suppose.
no. I meant in the VOD itself. Like, is this the like team 1?
Oh,
like,
I
this?
see your question. Sorry, it's the one with the maze on it, whichever team that is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
team
team
1.
one. Sorry,
Actually, wait.
I wasn't watching the stream yet.
Let me change my stream so you can actually. 1 second.
Yeah.
Oh.
I may need to run out a sec to pick up my Uber Eats.
That's fine. That's better.
How was the
They go.
No, Jay left. That's fine.
Where's Olive?
What's going on?
Oh, there he is.
Okay, everyone's here.
Everyone is here. Okay. Right. So I guess the first question would be like, how do you think this match went, and what do you think are the problems? Just as like a sort of baseline. If anyone wants to answer.
In a while, hasn't it? I think it went pretty well. I think maybe our time to kill on some stuff needs some work, and also I feel like when it gets hectic as well,
Right.
we lose a lot of
Or like target focus.
yeah, and we like stop coming and stuff because it's like we're kind of like locking in. I don't know.
So some communication issues, right? Okay.
We spent like half the match chasing a Lucio.
I think that was this round as well.
Right.
Yeah, it was this
It
one.
was this one. He was stuck on that pillar.
Lucio and a Tracer. They were stalling out at the end.
Fair enough. Okay. Let's just quickly, before we start watching, just quickly talk about like the comp matchup. So what are they running?
Dive.
Yep. And what are you guys running?
Brawl.
Bro, kinda, but I would say you're playing more of a poke. I would even say poke dive, because you don't really have many brawl elements to it. You don't have much speed. You've got like you got dive DPS, and sure, Roadhog is probably is more of a poke tank than a brawl tank, especially in this comp. So what does that mean? That means if you guys all stack on one spot together, you're going to be doing very little, because a brawl team wants to run over someone, right, or wants to make their way onto like the Moira or the Lucio, whereas you don't have the speed for that, and with your comp you can take advantage of angles, which is very important. So it's kind of a dive mirror, but you've also got poke elements in your comp. So we'll just have a look and see how this goes.
3, 2, 1.
Right. So you see what their comp will want to do is they're gonna want to set up angles. So they've got they're gonna have their Lucio here. They've got their bull main. They're gonna have their Sombra probably come here, and they're probably the Tracer's gonna be here. So they've gonna have like 4 or 5 different places. They're playing very by themselves, very independently. So it's about, and they're gonna look to engage, dive onto. What you want to do is absorb that dive, and then after you absorb that dive, try and get a kill. Okay, the ball goes early, that's a bad engage from him. Shoot at the ball, which is good, poking. Let's watch that again. So I see a couple of things. So I like this angle from Echo here, taking a different players. This bash inwards, is that who? I don't know who the Brig is here, but what? You delete. Is this?
What?
Eat as delete.
Yeah, yeah.
What was your thought process at this? I mean, I don't know how long ago this was. This is Thursday, right? But you sort of.
I have no idea. I
Yeah.
just felt like pushing on to point, so.
Yeah. But like you're sort of way ahead of the rest of your team at that point.
Yeah.
It's just a bit risky against better teams. You'll probably like die for that. Like yeah, like their dive is really bad at the moment, right? Because you see their Sombra and the Moira just completely out of the fight, and it's basically like a 5v3 here. So you guys are doing all right on that front at the moment. Like you're absorbing their dive. Nice hook. Dive again, you absorb it. Good. Yeah, that was a pretty good fight. I mean, you got the pick off on the Moira, and you didn't throw it away. So comms wise, let's just talk a bit more about that. I think. Are you guys like fight planning, ult tracking, that sort of stuff?
I
Not a
don't
lot
think
of
we
fight
ult track
planning, I
it.
don't think.
No.
I think we ult track a bit, but not like. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, the standard flow of it is right. After each fight, you have someone do ult tracking. Then that will feed into someone fight planning. And then you would go when the fight starts. You'll then have like your fight comms, right? That's the normal flow of it. So you normally want at least one person ult tracking and then one person fight planning. Then as a team, you all do this. Maybe like one or two people there. So it's always whoever's most comfortable in it, but it does take quite a bit of experience to like do this and figure out what you need to do. But this is still a neutral fight, so setting up again, right? So I'm just seeing you guys in a big blob. What I would prefer here is having, because you as Echo you can play high grounds quite well, and it's very hard for any of them to like kill you, right? Because they don't have any hit guns. Play like this sort of area here, or this area here. I want you to see you on those high grounds there. Because like this guy, he's diving in and he's getting like a bazillion shield and like damage onto everyone else. If I go a bit more in, like you see, he's like put everyone up from that slam. He shouldn't really be able to do that. So like if you have your Echo on this high ground or this high ground, you can poke out and you're not gonna hit by that from the dive. Also, you can have like your Brig and Genji play together more, and like have your Kiri and Hog main. So you got like this, you know, this split between you. So the Brig Genji are controlling this lane here, the Hog Kiri are controlling this lane here, a bit like League of Legends, and the Echo's controlling this lane here. So what the dive will probably want to do, right, is they'll probably want to go into one of these lanes and kill those two people. And when let's say they dive the Brig Genji, it will allow the Hog and the Echo a lot of space to like get kills around it, if that makes sense. Continue. Again, yeah, I just using those high grounds as the Echo and the Genji, I would say emphasize that one more. Again, at bash inwards, it's quite, I would say, a bit too aggressive. You're sort of bashing into open space, and you know they're not really low at all, so you can't really get a kill off it. So I mean, maybe the Lucio. Get out, get the Lucio, fine. I mean, at this sort of rank, you can like Brig, you can get away with, I guess, a bit more aggressive stuff and all. But like when you get harder teams, it's
I'll be right back.
harder. Nice, you get the hook on the ball. Yeah. like this dive team is not playing it that well because they're like the ball's going in, then after the ball goes in, the Sombra's going in, then after Sombra goes in, it's like getting a dive off. Okay, I'm gonna ask someone what's like a fight plan here with ults. So let's say you perfectly tracked what that they have. That they have the mines. They have the coalescence and the pulse as well. They have these 3 ultimates, and you have basically 3 or 4 ultimates. What is a plan here?
We rally and duplicate.
Right, but like sort of. So I'll give you an example of a fight plan, right? So let's say they have coal. I'll be like, right, guys, they have coal. Let's use rally to counter their coal. That's a fight plan, and then also on top of that, I would say we also have echo duplicate, right? Let's take a fight early in this area, go really aggressively with echo dupe. So that's the sort of so it's not just about saying which ultimates you're going to use. It's also saying why you're going to use them and where you're going to use them. So could ever give me another example of like what you could do with like an ultimate and like why you would do it? So like what would you use the Kitsu for, and like where would you use it for? What sort of
Maybe I'd use it like to engage on like as they're coming in, so we can play a bit up, like a bit more like forward, and I can engage with Kitsune.
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, so you could say, right, we want to play this fast. Let's Kitsu down here. I will say against their comp, they're very mobile, so in my mind, I'll be thinking, okay, I want to use Kitsu for more of a defensive ultimate because it's very like if you Kitsu down here, what they gonna it's gonna be very hard for you to kill anything. It's always it's quite hard comp. So I was thinking, let's go aggressive with a less important ultimate like Echo Duplicate. If I duplicate the Sombra or if I duplicate the Wrecking Ball, even if they kite it, it's still getting value because it might force them to use an ultimate of their own. And like if you can trade ultimates, like trading ultimates, like less ultimates for like big ultimates. So if you trade Echo Dupe for Coalescence and that's your trade, that's really good for you, because that's a really big ultimate for them, and that's like not a big ultimate. So, but then let's say you say, okay, I'm gonna save Kitsu for the point, and let's say if we get pushed really hard on point, I'm just gonna ult on point. Like if you Kitsuing on point is really good because it sort of forces them to play there. So, but you got the idea of ult tracking. Yeah, it's like saying the ultimate, where you want to use it, and that's all that. So we'll see what happens here. Again, the Brig's playing in a good place. Echo, yeah, keep playing on that high ground. Keep playing on that high ground. Or that high ground. Right. Okay. Right. So you guys lose this fight with ultimate advantage here because it's like you didn't know what you were gonna do for the coal. You didn't know what you're gonna do for the mine. So it's like they're probably gonna mines point. What does that mean? Let's play split. They're probably gonna coal. What does that mean? Let's try and use a support ult in return because you shouldn't be losing a fight when you have 4 ultimates compared to like that 2 ultimates or that possible is not an ultimate. So yeah, you sometimes have to change how you play or a bit more depending on what they have. So they sort of get that fight for sort of free, but now at least you have like a big ultimate advantage. Okay, let me ask again, what is the fight plan going into this, knowing that they have these 3 ultimates and you guys have 5 ultimates? I don't really... anyone want to say, or should I just pick a name? Does anyone have...
we want to try and full speed maybe, so we can get a good blade in.
Yeah, so how would you do that? So yeah, you want to force beat so you can get a blade, but how do you want to go about doing that? What's the...
Roadhog.
Sorry?
The Roadhog goal.
Roadhog, yeah. Yeah, Roadhog is an option. But like, yeah, now we're forming a plan, right? You're saying we want to go in, we want to use this ultimate. It will force them to use this beat. Once they've used that beat, we're gonna then use blade. That's good. That's a good fight plan right there. And then also you might incorporate as well. They will have EMP. Let's just use a support ult to counter their EMP or play more split, right? So yes, good. Let's see what happens here then. So they go for an early engage. Kind of useless. You use Ho-Hog, nice. You combo Ho-Hog with Kitsu. I like that. That's good. Okay, they use beat late. That's good.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
Use duplicate here.
Tra-
I don't think that duplicate is needed at the moment. Maybe if you did it to save your life though. Let's go back actually. Let's see what.
That feels better. Adaptive circuits engaged.
I think you were winning the fight already there, so you could have saved that duplicate for a bit later. Like, I don't think you needed the. Alright. The bull's just being a nuisance. Lucy's being a living. Is this when you chase the Lucy? That's yeah. Always annoying. Okay. Okay, you rally early, that's fine. They hold on to EMP way too long.
Apagando las
Okay. I think overall, like first point, I think the main reason you won this is just because they were playing it like very poorly. I think like their dives were really bad. I think ult trades though pretty good. You didn't not too bad. You weren't using like 5 ultimates in one, but again stacking a bit too much there. Okay. Oh, does this continue for you? Yeah, you still got that. Okay, let's go next point. Okay. Alright. Can I ask what's the thought process behind the life Eater?
I just want to play some Weaver. Not really like any. My bad.
Fair enough. No. I mean, if you want to play life Eater, play life Eater. Like, I'm just like. So when I ask what the thought process is, like, what are you trying to achieve? What's your like? You know, is it like? If it's like something like your comfort pick, fine. Or is it like, is it a strat? You know, I'm just trying to understand. But yeah, so, right. Again, I'm going to ask the question, what is your comp? What is their comp? So their comp would be like a Brawl dive hybrid. Because they've got elements of Reinhardt, Lucius speed, but they've also got like dive DPS. You guys, you have a poke Brawl. You got the Reinhardt elements, but you also got like these poke elements. So Lighthouse has a really easy point to like sort of stay alive on point in Brawl, and it has a lot of high grounds for Echo. So what I would want to see here is Echo abusing these high grounds, taking angles around this Brawl. What I'm going to assume they're going to do is they're just going to walk onto point. You're going to be slower because you don't have speed, and also in like a Brawl matchup head to head, they should win because they've got speed, they've got Kiriko Suzu, whereas you guys have like a lower sort of healing output and just like less utility as well. Let's see what happens here. Oh, they sort of kind of split and go to point. Reinhardt goes to point. You get a kill. Right, this is good. This is good, right? You got, your Brig, your Echo taken off angle, and you've got your core here, trying to stay alive. I like this. Nice. Good. Nice, well played. Okay. Next question, setup wise for next fight. Where would you want to be positioned for everyone? Like, let's say, where's the ideal place for everyone to be positioned?
Maybe Reinhardt main.
Right,
Weaver's like maybe playing on the lighthouse or in the high ground somewhere.
like here or here?
Like there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Brig and Genji taking off angle somewhere.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I think Reinhardt can play this low ground fine, and he can control this space here. I think I agree. Life Weaver here is very good because it's like hard for them to get there. He's quite safe in this position. I also think like Echo on this high ground, or this high ground here with maybe Genji as well, and then I would have maybe Brig playing either with Life Weaver to start with, or maybe playing down here, but still in like a safe position where you can still see your DPS, but you're not going to get sort of run over straight away. So let's see what happens. Okay, Life is on the high ground, good. Breaker's around there, that's fine. Genji on high ground, good. Yeah, but like, so I'm gonna just change the angle here. But you can see sort of like why high grounds are so important, because as they're walking forward here, if you had your echo above them, you're just basically shooting them in the back. And if you had your Genji, maybe even here, you got like these two angles, right? And then you can have your break playing between here and here. It's like, it's like when you're playing like these split comps, you're basically creating like a web. So you know, so you got like an element there, and you're creating like this web, and you got your element there. And if they go into that web, they're basically dead. Because you got so many angles on them. But like what I'm gonna assume happens here, they're gonna walk forward, and because they should have the better brawl, they should win this. Trade. The Echo got in a good position now. Fine.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Venture.
Okay, use an ult. Save it. Good. Shatter. You managed. Yeah, you managed to win, which is good. But still, like it would have been like easy if you had like more people on high ground or poking earlier. Like you want to be poking these rotates to make it harder for them. Also, if anyone has a question at any time, just ask him. Okay. Again, Life on high ground, good. Echo on high ground. Yeah. But yeah, they're just playing that brawl. They're probably gonna. This is a flank shatter. I love it. I absolutely love it. I don't know if that was commed or not, but if it was like comming, that's really good. So like, why is this so good? If you do like crazy plays, especially at this level, you know you're gonna like catch these people off guard, and that was a big ultimate.
Yeah, I think he
If I'm correct,
charged
that
after
was
this.
conned. Yeah, that was conned. The back shatter. And we're supposed to have bladed as well, but I saw the beat, so I held the blade.
Right. Yeah, using blade is fine. I use like it's like both their supports.
Yeah, I think I die here.
Functions at peak power.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think it went better on this map anyway than last map, just positioning wise, but angles. Okay, let's go next. Let's go next code. Let's do the one you lose. Should we do? Is King's Row so not do King's Row, right? Like, is that?
Kings that we lost.
I think we did Ilios and Kings Row for.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second game.
Oh wait, what's the second game? Yeah, we lost on Kings Row, right?
Yeah, we lost from King's
Yeah.
Row and the Ilios ones.
Yeah.
Which one was like closer, or what do you think is like, you know? Oh, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just pick King's Row. How too much Ilios, you know? And it's also like maps as well, like change sort of like you always want to be playing the aggressive, but like map geometry is always interesting to look at. Okay. Again, they're running very brawl heavy. You guys are running basically brawl as well. So, but I think they've got the slightly better brawl. Like Juno Brig is like the meta at the moment. So that's what it is.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Right. Let's go back a bit. So
Defend objective A.
why here do you think it's bad to hold here as the Reinhardt? Oh, is the Reinhardt here? MAs? Are you? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it is.
What do you think is like the sort of problem with holding here?
I mean, the wall, I guess, the main wall.
Yeah. So yeah, like so there's 2 or 3 points here. So one, you can get isolated very easily here with a Mei wall. Two,
Yeah.
your other players on your team, they can't help you as easily, and they can't see the enemy team. So the enemy team barely has to walk in for them to like shoot you, and like the Cass can't really shoot that, you know, a bit too far range. The Moira is, you know, away from you here, and only the really person that can play with is the Genji. Whereas if you play this statue and this choke here, you have your Cass be able to heal you. You have your Moira in more of a line of sight, and you have your Brig can also play a bit closer to you. And then also, if you get pushed, you can like pull back as well. Whereas like here, it's such a longer distance to actually get to safety. So
Yeah.
that's an issue there. So you're gonna like look here again. You have 4 people looking at you, and you see how everyone has to sort of walk. The rest of your team have to walk up to try and help you. And as you're trying to walk back to safety, you know, like you got that far back. Whereas if you started here, you would get to there. So it's like that's a much safer position because you can go hotel, you can get out. So just generally positioning. You want your Ryan here. You can have your Cass play here, who can then rotate into hotel. That's this building here. And you probably have your Moira playing close to your Reinhardt. And then you maybe have you could have your Brig Genji on high ground or something. I don't know. It's not the best. Or you can have your Brig down here as well, and your Genji like playing statue. So that's sort of how they were able to just like run over. Also, just the matchup wise into the Malgo,
Stop the payload.
you know, he can like when he's using his E, just hold your shield. He gets no life steal off it, and just ask your team to shoot the Malga. Like that's the main sort of thing I'll be thinking about. Oh, you switched to Reaper now, right? Okay, fine. Okay, they use Wall, so that's good. They used E. This is when you guys should be pressing the W keys. So yeah, so like after they use these big cooldowns like Mei Wall, Malga, Speed, all these big ultimates, I guess you haven't used your big cooldowns. Yeah, I mean you don't really. It just allows you to walk in. Like you can press the W key, and then if you can push them back, this choke here is really good for like your comp. You know, that choke there is really good. See, and the Malga's 1 HP, so yeah, if you walk up fast, yeah, he dies. At least he dies. You kill the Brig, kill the Cass. Right, okay. Yeah. And chasing kills, fine. It's good. Okay. What is a fight plan here? So they've got 4 ultimates. You guys have 2 ultimates, let's say. What is a fight plan? Let's practice some fight planning. I don't know who does. Do you have a who's your general fight planner at the moment, or like or who's like? Is there anyone calling this stuff at the moment?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. Okay, let's say Amaze. You're the tank player. It's normally like it's mainly other tank player supports to do this. Could you give me like a simple fight plan? And so fight plan, you know, consists of ult tracking, which we've already done, to fight planning. So like, what ultimates are they going to use? What ultimates are you going to use? And then like why and where sort of thing.
You're probably gonna combo Juno with either Mei or Gasiru.
Yep. So that's what they're going to do. Yeah, good. And now what are you going to do in response to that? What's your
We're gonna Coalescence and then maybe Shatter to cancel Juno.
Yep. I like that. That is an ult plan, but yeah, that is a good fight plan. But when you add on the fact that they've got 4 ults compared to your 2, you know, simple maths, you're at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
So that gives you 2 main options. You either play really far forward and force an ultimate and then run away. 2, you play really slow here to try and build your own ultimates, and then when they use their ultimates, you kite away. So you either front up or you kind of back up, both leading in like kiting away, because you're not going to win that. So yes, if they use these 2 ultimates and use Cole, you maybe win, but they might also rally. What do you do then? You know, it's like, so yeah, so like at the core of it, if you when you're ult tracking and you know you have either more or less ultimates, if you have more ultimates, you're chilling. If you have less ultimates, you're gonna be like, right, you know, I can't just trade 1 for 1 in ultimates. You got to think about, running away more, or doing something weird. So let's see what happens here. So you're holding choke, good. Good. They use wool. Good. Their brig overextends. They rally. You call. Your brig gets out of position. Bit unfortunate here. And you're kind of backing up because you're down a play.
Blocking satellite vector.
Okay, I don't know why he used that, but that fight for you guys, really good. Why is it really good? You guys use 2 ultimates, they use 4. So like, again, like if you can force ultimates, especially like you're very unlikely winning that fight, but if you can force like more ultimates, that's really good. So yeah, so good job there. Don't know why he used Amalga Cage, but you know, maybe he wanted to just, he was like listening to his ghosts or something. You can see what they're doing here, right? They're fronting up, and they're poking early, which is like really important here. So like, either it's gonna force you guys to ult early, which allows them to run away, or it's just gonna burn your cooldowns. So here I'm thinking fight plan wise. We got Deep, we got Riley, we got Genji Blade. They've got High Noon. That's all they've got. Let's I don't know. Let's have Reinhardt touch and Genji try and ult. You know, you've got 3 ultimate here, and we're rallying the mid fight to stabilize. Awesome. Yeah. So just, you know, mid fight, you know, midway through the fight, stabilize means like sort of get your health back, get your abilities back. Okay. What goes wrong here? Yeah. So like, I would be rallying a couple seconds earlier here, because your Reinhardt is sort of dying quite fast, so you need to use that rally sooner rather than later. Your Moira, you faded backwards. Maybe you could have faded like forwards and like had that rally as well, just to keep you alive. Yeah, and if you stay alive long enough, your Reaper gets that.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Switch to the Ana, which, yeah, I like it. But again, you can see like you guys are sort of grouped on top of each other, whereas like when you have these DPS players, you know, abuse the high grounds. You know, nothing on their team can touch you on the high ground basically, apart from the Juno. You know, if you're using these high grounds, like the angle here is really strong for like Reaper or Genji. Cause like, and you can also like time it with your team as well. So like you can go in when your Reinhardt's going and sort of thing. But here, like, they don't need to worry about anything like that. You're just all sort of standing in a straight line. And then your Reinhardt dies.
The payload is approaching its destination.
Okay, I think so. Yeah, we don't have to look at the attack. I've sort of got what I want to know. Okay, so I think for you guys to work on next time, I think there's two main points. One, playing more split as a team. It's like don't all clump up, especially when you're playing these, um, like no, you're not really playing full on brawl. If you're playing like Lucio, or like Juno and like more brawl DPS, then I wouldn't say split as much. But like here, when you're playing like Echo or Genji Echo or Reaper Genji, like you want to play. Normally it's in a 3-2 split. So you got your tank, you got a healer, and you got like a core DPS, and then you've got like a brig with, let's say, an Echo or a Genji. So that's what I want to think about, like sort of your next game. Like think, are we playing really stacked on top of each other? Because if you are, that's you're sort of reducing your angles, which makes it harder. Number two is sort of fight planning. It will take time. You're not gonna get it straight away, and ult tracking, but even incorporating one sort of like like for each individual, say what you want to use your ult for and when. So if I'm the Ana, I'll be like, guys, I've got nano. I want to use this nano with our Genji to nano blade, and I want to do it at the start of the fight. Just something, a simple sentence like that can really be effective. Or if you're the Reinhardt, say, hey, I want to go on this flank shatter. Guys, play slow and let me just make this play here. That's what I want to do with my shatter. Don't say I'm gonna shatter, but like give context around the ultimate. I think those are the main 2 points. I haven't really talked much about like comp matchups that much because it does change how you want to play. But this is sort of the simple stuff to begin with, I think. Actually, I'll quickly do this simple diagram. Just, I think this is. Gamma goes. I love it. He's gonna love the diagram. So you got
part of the this.
yeah, you got time here. You got power here. So you got three main comps: dive, brawl, and poke. Dive looks like this. Poke looks like this, and brawl looks like this. I should have done different colors. So we got so you got dive, you got brawl, and you got poke. What does this mean? What this means is dive has these really big power spikes, where the Winston uses bubble, the Diva flies in. They use amp, they use these big things, and during this time is when they want to get kills. So what does that mean? Let's say you're playing a poke comp. Your power is basically constant throughout. You don't really have any big cooldowns, but you got a lot of like range pressure, and like what that means is like you want a longer fight because over longer time you will win the fight because after they use these big cooldowns you should have the advantage. What does that mean for brawl? It means have you used your big cooldowns of like lamp, amp, your power sort of goes down over time. Ryan shield decreases. What that means is like over a longer fight, brawl falls off. So for brawl to get its power back, it needs to like hide in a little hole somewhere, like on the map, to get its power back, and then it's going like in like a that sort of wave format. So yeah, so like every time you're thinking, what is our comp, what is their comp? Just think back to this sort of this graph. Just think back to like this graph and think, right, we're playing this comp, they're playing that comp. How is the interaction between these comps? But yeah, as I said, just focus on those two things for now. Talking about what your ultimate and how you're going to use it, and then also thinking about playing more split. I think if you guys can do that for like your next couple games and see, sort of like if you can see improvement from that, that's always good. And then after that, you can sort of develop into more. More complex strategizers and stuff like that. But yeah, any questions or anything that was maybe, I don't know, anything you didn't understand or?
No, thank you.
No.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, all good.
Okay.
For comps where Mei is the main focus when they try to isolate our tank, do we just play around cooldowns?
Sort of, yeah. So it's like, so if their Maywall is a really big cooldown, well, after they use it, it means you can go more aggressive. But if they still have it, you can't go aggressive. Like if your Ryan's here, you can't just walk in because you're just gonna get walled. But let's say they either fuck up their wall or they put their wall in a really bad place. It means you can go more aggressive then. And again, also angles is really important. Go back to angles because let's say you get a wall here. If you've got like you can help out your Ryan if you're on this angle. Whereas, like, if everyone's stacked behind you, your Ryan is just isolated. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is that answer your question. Hopefully.
What happens like if we do it like we split and they just focus on one half and ignore the other half?
Yeah. So yeah, good point. Right. So you got, let's say, 3 people here, 2 people here. Right. So if they're running full brawl or full dive, what they're gonna want to do is their 5 people are gonna want to run over these 3 people, right? What do you do in this situation, right? So the 3 people just try and live. That's all they try and do. They will go away. But while this is happening, these 2 people are basically free. They can shoot these 5 people, and like what will happen then is like so these so hold on, let's go like 3, 2, 5. As these walk up, you walk away, living. And these guys are going to probably keep walking up. These 2 people can walk behind them, shoot them in the back or the side. Then, let's say they turn around, and like let's see if all 5 of them turn around, it's again these 2 people try and live, and then these and then these 3 people can walk in. But what will normally happen is their attention will get split down the middle. You have 3 people here, 2 people here. Half of them are going to look this way, half of them are going to look this way, and what you've basically got here is like a pincer. And that's how you sort of get kills. So it's just about living long enough for the other core to get value. But
yeah.
that requires good communication, right? So like if you're in this 3 core, be like, guys, let's get out of here. We need to run, And then once you hear that from, and you can also see that happening, you can think, right, that's my opportunity as like an Echo or as a Genji to sort of get value. Yeah. Anything else? All good. Cool. But yeah, I'll stop recording there anyway.